Let's talk about the Chiefs signing another offensive tackle, falling in power rankings, being the most vulnerable team, and take a look at some free agents still left now that Ingram is with the Dolphins. But first, how about those? What's up, guys? My name is Cole, and I do daily news about the Chiefs and the NFL overall, so hey, sub if you're new. Hit that like button if you think the Chiefs desperately need to do something about the defensive line, and let's get into this news. To start things off, we have some player footage and photos to show you real quick like. Roll the first clip. Y'all didn't expect that one, did ya? I didn't think so. That was a very rare clip of Tyrann Mathieu getting the gat, aka his trigger fingers ready and firing away at all of his haters on Twitter. Next up, we have a very short clip of our new running back, Isaiah Pacheco, chilling in the locker room with Patrick Mahomes. He simply said, "Big bro," and then cryptically hid half of his face. And then you have a clip of Chris Jones out there getting ready to put some work in. He shows you his cute little cleats and then shows an additional clip of him with Orlando Brown Jr., the man who is looking for a big payday and also the man who has legs that are about as thick as my torso. From there, it gets even better, like this photo of Travis Kelce holding a plate of waffles, or this photo of Frank Clark holding a baseball bat and trying to hide one of his legs. Both of these were posted yesterday on their Instagram stories, and there you have it. And then just because our QB is that guy, here's a photo of Patrick Mahomes looking fly when out in Miami. And then the Chiefs sign someone else. And no, it has nothing to do with the greatest position of need, which is the defensive line. But this is good news. They are continuing to make minor moves throughout the month of May as they attempt to add the best overall competitors at various positions ahead of more minicamp activities as well as OTAs later this spring. The latest signing found on the NFL's transaction wire is the signing of offensive lineman Vitaliy Gurman. Gurman is a former offensive tackle from the University of Toledo who went unselected in the spring's 2022 NFL draft. At 6'4", 310 pounds, Gurman is a very small man with a large frame and has starting experience at left tackle for the Rockets, earning a third-team All-MAC, All-MAC, I don't know, someone correct me there, selection for his senior season. The Pittsburgh Steelers invited him for a tryout at their rookie minicamp, but the team failed to come to any agreement there, and now he's landed with the Chiefs. I have no idea what that means. They failed to come to an agreement. Did he want more money? What does that even mean? I don't get it. But anyway, so that's more competition for the O-line that protects our $500 million QB. Absolutely nothing wrong with that in my opinion. And there's quite the competition there with Orlando Brown Jr. on the left side, which according to Remember the Titans is the strong side. Then Lucas Niang on the right with Jerron Christian, Andrew Wiley, and rookie Darian Hulk Smash Kennard competing for reps and potential starting spots as well. And then when doing some research on this new guy, Vitaliy Gurman, I found this video of him awkwardly reading off of a teleprompter in his basement.
Hello, my name is Vitaliy Gurman. I currently have above a 3.0 at Edinburgh University while playing football, which shows you that I take football serious and school serious.
So yeah, there's that, and I'm willing to bet my mortgage that this man is better at football than reading scripts for a video, I'll tell you that much. All right, so yesterday the NFL put out an article titled Most Vulnerable NFL Division Champions in 2022, and they had a couple interesting answers. So let's take a quick read, shall we? Willie McGinnis picked the Chiefs as most vulnerable, saying, Kansas City has won 6 straight division titles, but a 7th is in major question after everything that happened in the offseason. A trade-apalooza sent superstars flying in and out of the division as the Chiefs shipped Tyreek Hill to South Beach while the Broncos got Russell Wilson, Raiders got Devontae Adams, and Chargers got Khalil Mack. They brought in big-time playmakers. KC is as vulnerable as it ever has been in the Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes era. Well, he also forgot to mention that these teams basically sold away their souls to get these players and will literally be broke as a joke within the next 2 to 3 years. So while all these teams load up with everything they have to beat the Chiefs right now with aging rosters, the Chiefs stay lean, young, and hungry for their 7th division win in a row. But at the same time, are looking ahead at the future. And then you have this joke of a brother, David Carr, oozing with bias as he somehow finds a way to mention his brother and the Raiders. Imagine that. He, of course, also picks the Chiefs, saying, "It has to be the Chiefs. As evidenced by a crazy offseason in the division, the other 3 AFC West teams are sick and tired of watching Kansas City walk into the playoffs. Of course, I'm hoping it's my brother Derek's Raiders who dethrone the Chiefs, but it could be any one of these teams. Well, first off, David, the Raiders are not Derek's, as he cannot win a game when it matters to save his life. And second, is this really all you can muster up in your selection? You basically said absolutely nothing and wasted the time of all my viewers and myself, as I had to prep these freaking notes. I'm done with you. Next up, we have some very important news regarding flags. That's right. The Chiefs have revealed the design for their 2022 Red Friday flag. And to skip the details, it looks different than last year's design and different than the year before that and different than the year before that one. This flag features a red background with Chiefs in yellow and Kingdom in white, and the team's arrowhead logo beneath, and we can't forget about the cool yellow little border. This thing is just plain nice, and is available for only $10 on pre-sale, and all net proceeds from online orders will benefit Ronald McDonald House Charities Kansas City. What a name. This is not a sponsored ad, by the way, even though it's starting to really sound like it, but the link is in the description, seriously, if you want one, only $10. And then ESPN recently released updated power rankings reflecting moves now made both in free agency and also the draft. The Chiefs have dropped from spot 3 to spot 4, with the player who benefited most from the draft being Frank Clark. And they say this: the Chiefs selected edge defender George Karlaftis in the first round, but the depth chart at defensive end remains thin after the Chiefs declined to draft another player at the position. So Clark, even after accepting a pay cut to avoid being released, looms as a key figure for the Chiefs. Unless Karlaftis has a big rookie season or the Chiefs get unexpected help elsewhere, the Chiefs need a big season from Clark to help revive their pass rush. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious Adam Teicher, for letting us know that Frank Clark needs to play well this season. I do so very much appreciate that reminder, and in case you were wondering who the 3 teams that ranked above us are, they have the Bucs swapping places with us and now ranked number 3, with Tom Brady benefiting the most from the draft since they did not draft another QB even though their starter is about to turn 45 years old. And then the LA Rams stay ranked number 2, with QB Matt Stafford benefiting most from their draft. And then up at the number 1 spot is the Buffalo Bills, with their guard, can't remember his name, benefiting the most from their draft. They've been up there in ratings, so that's nothing new there, but I could honestly care less about what the Bills are ranked until they learn to win playoff games. All right, guys, here's a quick update on Melvin Ingram and him signing with the Dolphins. I had several comments yesterday saying that the Dolphins had to have been offering Ingram a lot more money than the Chiefs would be willing to, which is why they got the guy, Melvin Ingram. Well, they signed him for a 1-year, $5 million deal. So are we seriously saying that the Chiefs would have said heck no to an additional $600,000 because the UFA tender was going to guarantee Ingram $4.4 million, so it's not that much more. I mean, $600,000 is pocket change. It could only literally buy my house 3 times over, so I don't think it was a money issue. Some say the Chiefs knew that Ingram was going to sign elsewhere and tendered him just to get a comp pick out of him that'll end up being a 6th or 7th rounder because they traded a 6th-round pick to get Ingram in the first place last season. So what that did essentially was cost the Chiefs next to nothing to have Ingram here for as long as they did. Either way, homie is gone like Batman's parents and never coming back again. So let's look at some other options then, shall we? Many comments were saying Jadeveon Clowney. He might be the best edge left on the market for sure, definitely a good player, but he signed 3 one-year deals with 3 teams after his 5-season stint with the Texans. So he was with the Texans from 14 to 19, then the Seahawks in 19, Titans in 20, Browns in 21. So he's definitely bounced around like a bowling ball with bumper guards. My question to that is why? Why is that? Is it performance related? The answer is yes to an extent. A money issue, a character in the locker room issue. I'm not 100% sure what's going on there, but the Browns reportedly want the guy back, so he can't be that bad in the locker room. According to good old Jordan Schultz back in March, he says this: the Browns have offered FA, aka free agent, Jadeveon Clowney a 2-year deal worth $24 million. The 3-time Pro Bowler has totaled at least 9 sacks in 3 of his last 4 seasons, also with Texans and Seahawks. Good money for a good player. I'm told Cleveland is hoping for a decision soon. Well, my first question is, Jordan, what does the word soon mean to you? Because it's been 2 months since this tweet and he's still a free agent. So what about Clowney? Would the Chiefs pay a man like 29-year-old Jadeveon Clowney to come to KC for something like 2 years, $24 million, which is reportedly what the Browns offered him? I highly doubt that. but I could be wrong. Some other options out there right now are Anthony Barr, the 30-year-old outside linebacker with the Vikings, and you have 33-year-old Jason Pierre-Paul, who did have off-season shoulder surgery, so that's a big question mark. You have 34-year-old Everson Griffin, or maybe injury-prone Trey Flowers, maybe Akeem Hicks, Carlos Dunlap, and we can't forget an option that most likely will not happen, which is Justin Houston. I mean, I don't really know. None of these guys scream yes to me like Adam Shine did yesterday with the Rams and Bills primetime game article that I covered, but in my opinion, we have to do something. We have to bring one of these guys in to at least raise the floor of our D-line, who was already bad at getting to the quarterback last year as it was. And I guess even though the draft is over, you could explore a trade option or two. And Matt Connor from Arrowhead Addict does just that in an article from yesterday. His first trade idea is Chicago Bears Robert Quinn. He says, it should be noted first and foremost that Robert Quinn has been mentioned on the trade block before the draft, yet he remains with the Chicago Bears. The Windy City imported a new regime who did not sign Quinn and might appreciate the draft picks that would come from dealing him out instead of paying an aging asset who could bring back a solid return. This would cost the Chiefs a bigger piece at this point, given that Quinn was a Pro Bowler with 18.5 sacks a year ago, but he's by far the biggest producer who could be available. All right, let's pause right there for a moment because 18.5 sacks, excuse me. Last season, our two sack leaders were Chris Jones, who had 9, and Frank Clark, who had half of that at 4.5, which, by the way, homie got paid almost $20 million last year and had the same amount of sacks as Justin Houston, who had 4.5, yet Houston was only paid about 10% of Frank Clark's salary, which was much closer to $2 million. We can't even get me started down this rabbit hole, though, because I may quite literally rip this camera off the stand and throw it through that Mahomes canvas back there. So let's move on. So Robert Quinn is a potential threat of an upgrade for sure for us, but he's going to be expensive. His contract currently has a base salary of $12 million, and the Bears will have a dead cap of $17 million. He's also 32 years old, so there's that, and he will also command draft picks for next year. But hey, if we go back to this article that I left for like an hour, Matt Connor has a couple more trade ideas as well. He says this, it might take some more time for some teams to start to lose in 2022, but further names could wiggle free. Wiggle, I don't know, that was funny. Like Charles Harris of the Detroit Lions after the team selected 2 defensive ends in the first 2 rounds. That could apply to a lesser degree to Carl Lawson, who is quite expensive. One team to watch here is the Houston Dumpster Fire Texans. I added the word dumpster fire for dramatic effect, who will struggle to win any games at all in 2022. They signed several vets like Jerry Hughes, Mario Addison, Agbo Okoronkwo, wow, and Rasheem Green. So, yeah, there's that. What are your guys' thoughts here? Where do the Chiefs look? Free agency? Explore a trade? Or do they call it a day and wash their hands clean, saying Frank Clark and George Karlaftis is good enough for this year? Okay, I really doubt it's going to be that last option, but let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. Again, a lot of you said yesterday Jadeveon Clowney, so maybe that's something they will explore. We definitely need the help, so I am open to just about any options. And now let's take a look at some of my favorite comments from yesterday. First off, you remember that troll comment from the Buffalo Bills fan that I went haywire on yesterday? Well, it turns out he's a 16-year-old kid, and he actually seems like a pretty nice kid. He was hyped that his comment was in my video and then made sure to let me know, hope you did enjoy that content. First off, I'm 16 years old. And second, it's Don Lynn, pronounced Don Lynn. Well, I purposely mispronounced his name yesterday because he misspelled the Chief's name. So he corrected it, and I also asked him if he was 5. So I was definitely 11 years off there. He then said, I enjoy your content, pretty new to the channel. Well, most of the content, Bills news, I hate, plus we're the only New York team, but still hope to see you in the playoffs for another rematch. So yeah, man, on a serious note, I do like Josh Allen and the Bills, and it'll be a great rivalry for years to come. So I apologize to you all for going off on a 16-year-old kid, but I'm only like 2% sorry for that. Bonki Ngata says, hey man, I'm a Chiefs fan from Kenya, and since in Africa it's hard to get the inside info on the Chiefs, your channel helps me get a closer look. Kudos, man. Dude, let's go. I'm glad I could help. Thank you for that. The homie 24 says, love all the work you put into every video. Keep it up. Thanks, man. I do it for all the homies. So you're welcome. Me Who says, I'm a huge Chiefs fan, but I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid on that defense. I see an 8-9 record and missing the playoffs. Well, you, sir, may not have been drinking the Kool-Aid when typing this comment out, but you may have been drinking something a lot stronger. Yeah, we do need D-line help, but I would be very surprised if we went 8-9. Cora B says, I thoroughly enjoy the content and I'm glad to see the growth of this channel. Insofar as your humor goes, it's like wine. Some like it fruity and some like it dry. Very true. Some hate the humor, some love it, but it is what it is because that is who I am and I'm unwilling to change. Bullet G3 says, hey Cole, can you tell me your Cash App again? Your videos make me want to give you money. How about those Chiefs? Well, I like that comment a lot. I did give him my Cash App yesterday and he sent me $33 as that was the number he wore when he played football. Then he sent me $9 more asking if I still made music. So dude, thank you for that. I really appreciate that a lot. You're the freaking man. But yeah, I haven't made music in a few years now and yeah, it was unintentional that I stopped, but now I'm doing stuff like this and I really enjoy it. The Beardsman says, bro, I've been watching every day. Let's get a side shot of the beard already. If you got it, flaunt it. Well, there you go. I hope it lived up to your expectations. Ron Scott says, best and most entertaining Chiefs content out there. Love the humor and interactive breakdowns. You the man and a super dad. Respect. I'll host you to a Chiefs game with me sometime if you like. Well, dude, okay, first off, thanks for the compliments. Appreciate that. And I may have to take you up on that Chiefs game offer one day because I'm sure that would be a freaking blast. You are the man. Make sure to leave a comment below to potentially be featured in an upcoming video. Sub for more daily news like this. And then check out this video right here in this box from yesterday where I share about stealing Patrick Mahomes' private jet to talk some sense into Melvin Ingram and much more. So until next time, let's go. How about those